Chosen one, pause for a moment and listen with your spirit, not your ears. You did not arrive here by accident. God brought you here by divine appointment at the right time spiritually at a time that heaven has already marked. In the world of God, there are no accidents, and this meeting is not a coincidence. You are on the verge of a shift that has been waiting for you because something holy has come together. Dear chosen one, this is not everyday time, it's time for Chiros. This is the time of year when things that were supposed to happen, but weren't until now start to happen. Things that were hidden start to come to light. Scripture tells us in Ecclesiastes 3:7 that everything has its time, and a season for every purpose under heaven. In Habakkuk clears throat 2 and 3. It says, the vision awaits its appointed time, but it will surely come and it will not delay. This means that what God said, your season is now beginning, you are closer than you think, anointed one, will happen. Heaven knows the exact moment to act. Even if it seems sudden or out of the blue, prepare your heart, chosen one. There will be something holy soon. Today, not tomorrow, not in theory. Right now is the start of change. This is when God moves quickly and your life responds to His timing. Dear chosen one, when heaven steps in, things change. This is neither a moving poem nor a soothing phrase. This is a law of spirit. When God puts His hand on your life, everything starts to react, starting at the top and working its way down. Your crown is becoming a living proof that something supernatural has happened in your story. What other people might think of as normal heaven, God has made holy. And what the world missed, God is now making holy, chosen one. Your hair may look like it has no meaning, but in the spirit world it does. It's a sign from the prophets, a place where people can connect and where alignment starts. There are some deepest changes that never make a big deal out of themselves. They start out quietly inside and almost invisible. Things change in your thoughts before they change in your life. Before things get better with your money, your calling, or your influence, heaven touches the spot where your identity and direction meet. That spot is your crown and you are being touched right now. That's why I want to talk about real life instead of theory. In my own life, there was a time when everything seemed out of place. The doors opened, but something wasn't right. Even when people were being positive, conversations felt heavy. I didn't feel like the person I knew God was making me when I looked in the mirror. I didn't know what was wrong, but something inside me felt off. Then during a quiet prayer time, I felt a soft warmth touch the top of my head. It wasn't exciting. It was even steady and unmistakable. And soon after, things became clear again. My decisions got clearer, my feelings calmed down, and my energy level stayed the same. It felt like God untangled something at the core of my alignment and the rest of my life went from there. You are going through that right now, chosen one. From the crown down, heaven is healing you. Your crown will straighten up again when it is touched. Your vision gets better. Your thoughts start to become cleaner. The noise in your head that used to be too much starts to fade. You start to hear God more clearly, sense His direction with less effort, and know when God is trying to tell you something without getting confused. Your crown isn't just for looks in a spiritual way. It has been a target because of that. Things like stress, exhaustion, emotional strain, shame, comparison, and spiritual warfare did not just happen. These were planned attacks meant to throw you off balance and weaken your authority. But pay close attention, chosen one. Heaven is taking back every attack one strand at a time, root by root. What the enemy tried to weaken, God is now making stronger. What took in sadness is now reflecting glory. A few of you have already felt the change. You have a calmer mind. You sleep better now. You have better feelings. Some people might not feel it yet, but your spirit does. Under the surface, there is an awakening going on. There's life again in something. This isn't making things up. This is called importation. What stress and sadness tried to take away and break is being fixed in heaven. This renewal isn't a quick fix. It's not about how you look. It's about who you are. Your crown stands for power, protection, and a calling. Shame is going away. Heaviness is leaving. Some old lies are coming to an end. You are not only growing hair, you are also becoming whole. You are building confidence that comes from telling the truth, not doing well as well. Your crown starts to shine, not for show, but to testify, chosen one. This is also a sign of perfect timing. Reading the Bible tells us that God says now, not anytime soon, not ever, right now. Now is one of those times. As you step through this window, heaven speeds up what was delayed. Not only is a supernatural transfer being planned for money, but also for spirit. Alignment leads to promotion. Clarity comes before increase. Heaven doesn't put fresh wine into a vessel that isn't ready. Which is why God is beginning at the crown. As this work goes on, keep this in mind. Not only is healing going on, but it is also resurrection. Something that seems to be sleeping is waking up again. Your judgment is getting better. Your peace is starting to last. Your confidence doesn't come from outside sources anymore. It starts with knowing who you are and whose you are. This is something I've learned on my own journey. God usually fixes the top before he makes the land bigger. Before he opens the door, he makes the mind stronger. Before giving out the assignment, he lines up the crown. And when alignment comes back, provision will happen naturally. Opportunities notice you. When you don't try, favor finds you. We are not striving here. This is setting up. Chosen one, your crown is being reappointed, set apart, and made ready to be raised. This is the start, not the end. Heaven has begun a task that will not be finished. This is something you can be sure of as you move forward. God will not give up on you. He is now beginning to show you what he has been planning all along. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of. You are entering a community of like-minded believers. Faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give and it will be given to you is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose, join the conversation, and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today. Join our community and see what God brings back into your life. There's a reason why heaven keeps working at the level of your crown before anything else changes that you can see. God always talks about alignment before giving tasks, and identity before giving more. If your crown starts to move, it means that heaven is getting you ready for something big that can't be built on doubt, stress, or spiritual weariness. This is why what you're going through feels both soft and strong at the same time. Heaven is resetting your balance so that you can rise. I want to be clear and not mysterious here. When God gets someone ready for a supernatural transfer like a job, money, or spiritual power, He starts by making them stronger on the inside. Fear comes from having money without a name. Promotion that isn't clear puts pressure on people. Without alignment, influence leads to collapse. That's why your crown is being touched by heaven. Now, God is making sure that you won't shrink back, panic, or hurt yourself when the doors open. You are not late, chosen one. You're not behind. You're not out of the running. You are right where God wants you to be at this very moment. The time you had to wait wasn't punishment, it was getting ready. I remember that time of year. Well, I remember praying that things would move, but God told me to stay still. I wanted answers, but heaven was busy on the inside. It was annoying at the time. When I looked back, it was mercy. God was making me strong, so I could handle what was coming. You are going through that right now. Your crown is being held in place. Your mind is being taught to slow down and relax instead of racing. Your emotions are learning how to act instead of just reacting. This isn't just emotional maturity. This is conditioning from beyond this world. Heaven is teaching you how to stay grounded as the blessings speed up. Chosen one, don't forget how close you were to making a difference. Most of the time, the biggest changes happen right after the internal resistance breaks. It wasn't doubt that was there. Fear tried to keep you from being let down, but fear has lost its hold now. Your spirit has started to trust again, but you might not have fully noticed it. You're open again, you're having another child. That's not being weak. That's being ready. Another part of this restoration that has to do with money. And I want to be clear and honest about that. Your blessing from God is not a way to avoid taking care of things. He is giving you resources so that you can finish your assignment. Help is on the way because purpose is calling. Because stewardship has grown, increase is coming. It's not a matter of lucky strikes. This has to do with divine alignment and divine timing. It is decision-making that God restores. When He restores the crown, you'll see that your choices get better. The chances look better. You'll be able to tell which doors bring peace and which ones bring stress. With this skill, you'll be able to spot fake blessings that look good, but make you feel bad. This is something I learned the hard way. I once took a chance just because it looked like the right thing to do. It made me lose peace. In the end, God taught me that not every open door comes from heaven. Since then, being smart has been my best quality. Chosen one, that asset that is now being turned on in you. Your crown is becoming more aware of the truth. When something is right, your body will feel like it is in line. Something will feel off if you try to move it. This isn't stress. This is the awakening of spiritual intelligence. The Bible talks about a time when God moves quickly and speeds up things that seem to be taking too long. That season doesn't come with chaos, it comes through clearly. And now you are feeling more clear. You are changing the way you see yourself. It wasn't blown up or down, it was just right. That level of accuracy is strong. You can expect movement as this alignment gets stronger. Expect to be contacted. Expect confirmation you didn't expect. You can expect resources to line up in ways that feel natural and not forced. There is no scrambling in heaven, everything has already been planned. Right now, your job is not to strive. It means being present, grounded, and giving up control. Chosen one, you are being set up for a time when you need to have faith without fear, confidence without arrogance, and authority without having to explain yourself. So, heaven is putting your crown back on. When it comes, what's coming will make sense. Trust the process until then. Believe in the timing. Choose one. Trust the God who never starts something he doesn't finish. As this alignment goes on, there is a very important thing you need to know, so that you don't get the wrong idea about how you feel. It often feels like pressure before it feels like peace when heaven is about to give you a blessing. A blessing that will change your path. That kind of pressure is not an opposition. It means growth. You are being pushed to accept things that your old way of thinking couldn't hold. This is why you might feel restless at times and deeply calm at other times. God is making you bigger. During a certain time, my life seemed calm on the outside. But I could feel something building up inside. It wasn't something I could name, but I could feel it. What was going on? I asked God and he showed me that things were moving, but not where I was looking. He was changing me on the inside, so I wouldn't break when momentum hit. That lesson changed the way I always think about silence. Chosen one. Being quiet doesn't mean you're not there. Most of the time the best work is done in silence. Heaven doesn't say what it does every step of the way. It works sometimes in secret so fear doesn't get in the way. Your crown is being taught right now how to handle responsibility without stress. This is the reason why distractions are becoming less appealing. That's why drama seems greater now than before. That's why you want peace more than praise. These aren't changes in who you are. This is a sign of getting ready. Also, there is a separation happening which can be awkward. Some connections might not feel right, some conversations might wear you down. Some places may feel loud or chaotic all of a sudden. Please don't judge me. This is the activation of discernment. When God raises up a chosen person, he makes their environment better. Things that were safe before might not feel safe now. What was once exciting might not feel exciting anymore. This is how being in alignment keeps you safe. Chosen one. Don't chase after things that no longer make sense. People aren't leaving you. You are becoming more clear, and being clear always comes before provision. There have been times in my life when I begged God to keep doors open that would have stopped him from doing what he was about to do. At the time, it felt like being turned down. Now that I look back, it was rescue. Your crown is also learning to hold back. You won't feel like you have to defend your choices or explain yourself as much. It's not apathy to be so sure of yourself, it's the authority taking over. When God gets someone ready to be influenced, he teaches them how to stay calm no matter what people do. This will be useful for the coming season. Now, pay close attention, chosen one. What is coming is not weak. You don't have to use force to keep it safe. God watches over what he writes. You are responsible for obeying, not controlling. Do not react, but stay responsive. Follow the little instructions. When you're in heaven, everything is just right. The Bible tells us that everything has its time, and now you are entering a time of manifestation after a time of preparation. You might also notice changes in the way you live. You might sleep better, concentrate better, and understand your gut feelings better. These are signs that your spirit and nervous system are getting along. God loves you as a whole, not just where you're at now. He is making sure that you stay whole when acceleration happens. Chosen one, hope to hear back soon. It may come through a conversation, a sudden opportunity, an unexpected message, or an inner knowing that feels undeniable. Do not rush. Allow it to come to you. It brings peace. When something is from God, even if it makes you work hard, that peace will show you that you're right. I want you to let go of your fear of failing. This is not the time to be afraid. You're not just hoping, you are responding at just the right time. If nothing bad is going to happen, heaven wouldn't prepare you this much. Getting ready is proof in itself. I want you to ground yourself in trust. Not passive waiting, but active surrender as this segment comes to a close. Stay in line, pay attention, be humble. What God is doing will not only make you happy, it will also make other people happy through you. In order to get ready, everything has been very precise. Listen up, chosen one. You're almost there. Heaven stays the same. The time is right, and what's about to happen will explain why we have to wait. You have been chosen. There is now another layer that needs your attention. When God starts getting someone ready for supernatural growth, He also starts to teach them how to receive without being afraid. A lot of people pray for more than they need, but they stay tense because they believe they will lose. Right now, heaven is fixing the way you feel about receiving. That's why the first thing that is touched is your crown. Before the hands can hold more, the mind needs to rest. I remember a time when I finally had a chance. After a long time of struggling, but instead of being excited, I was nervous. Later, I understood that God wasn't testing how hard I could work, but how much I could trust Him. I knew how to survive well, but receiving felt strange. God showed me gently that blessing doesn't need tension. It needs alignment. This is where you are now, chosen one. This is how your spirit learns to stay calm when doors open. Your nervous system is learning that growth does not always mean danger. So heaven is calming you down, putting you back on solid ground, and giving you peace. At the core of your being, the place to signal is the crown. The whole body calms down when it does. You may feel like the need to act quickly is leaving you. That crazy need to fix everything feeling is going away. It doesn't mean you care less, it just means you trust more. God is moving you from striving to being a steward. Fear won't work against what's coming, it will react to being there. This moment also has a financial side to it. God's provision doesn't always come in the form of quick cash, clear thinking, easy access, favor with the right people, and being taken away from places that were. And it's important that you hear this without fear or fantasy. Quietly draining. You are some of the ways it can show up. Alignment leads to money, not desperation. This pattern keeps showing up for me. Once my inner world became stable, opportunities came to me on their own. Conversations changed, timing worked out, and ideas started to make money. This is the wonderful secret of alignment. When the crown is put back on, decisions are easier to make and easier decisions lead to more money. Chosen one, You are learning how to tell the difference between what is really from God and what is just pretty. You are not given everything shiny. Your judgment is getting better. Because your power is about to grow. Heaven doesn't make someone better if they can't say no. Setting limits is not a punishment. They keep you safe. You might not want to talk to as many people, even those you care about. This is not being cold. This is called conservation. God is showing you how to keep your energy safe so that you can put it to work where it will grow. Jesus even went to quiet places to be alone. That beat is holy. There is also a subtle identity shift happening. You are changing the way you see yourself. You're not better than other people, but you know your role better. You are becoming aware that you were never meant to fit in. This realization may feel lonely at times, but it is temporary. God always separates people before He brings them together on a deeper level. Chosen one, don't rush through the reveal. You need depth, not speed for what is being built in you. Chapter 3 of the book of Ecclesiastes tells us that everything has its time, and that wise people know when to move and when to stay still. Right now is not the time to chase fruit, but to strengthen your roots. Now, pay attention to what you feel. It's important to give small pushes. Responses that are late matter. Rapid loss of interest is a problem. There's no chance in these moods. These are signs from God. Respect them. They want you to be sustainable, not burned out. You might notice that your prayers are different. As this work goes on, they will get easier, quieter, and more willing to give up. This is not distance, but maturity. At this point, God wants to work with you more than He wants to convince you. You're no longer begging. You are getting ready, chosen one. What lies ahead needs you to be steady. Clarity is needed to have influence. Provision needs peace. Being in charge means being humble. Heaven is getting you ready for all three at the same time. That's why this process seems full. Take some time to think about this part. There's no need to hurry. You're not behind. You're being trained so that when the next door opens, you can walk through it without fear. Force or losing who you are. Chosen one, there is a deeper refinement going on right now. It is very important that you understand it correctly so that you don't fight what is actually protecting you. When God prepares to elevate someone, He does not only add new blessings, new doors, or new influence, He also removes weight. He gets rid of attachments. He gets rid of habits that made people feel safe snorts at first, but will be dangerous next season. This isn't loss. Yes, this is precise. Heaven is taking some of your stress away so you can move with confidence, strength, and clarity. I remember a time in my own life when God started taking away old habits and comforts. I turned to for years. It felt strange at first. Things that used to make me happy no longer do. Things that used to help me deal with things now felt empty. At first I thought something was wrong with me. But then I realized there was nothing wrong at all. God was moving me around. Whatever used to keep me going could not keep up with the level He was calling me to. The pain wasn't a punishment, it was getting ready. Chosen one, you might be feeling the same way right now. You are growing out of habits that used to feel normal to you. You might not be as excited about goals that you used to pray for. This is not a mess. This is the development of discernment. God is making your hunger stronger, so that when the real thing comes along, you don't settle for something less than perfect. When heaven is getting ready to let go of something important, it trains your spirit to know what really fits and what doesn't. Along with this, Your integrity is getting stronger. You are becoming more sensitive to misalignment even in subtle forms. It feels heavier now to make small concessions. Making hasty decisions makes you feel bad. You don't like telling half-truths. This isn't stress. This is making your conscience stronger. God is getting you ready to have impact without losing who you are. If you try to be influential without being honest, you will always fail. And heaven won't let you be elevated until you've been strengthened first. Before capacity grows, one character is always tested. God makes you strong on the inside so that the outside doesn't break you. That's why you might notice that some parts of your life move more slowly than others. When you're ready, things move faster. Things stop where they still need to be grounded. This balance was meant to be there. God only knows what you can handle at each stage. You might also notice that the things you say are becoming more important. People listen to you in different ways when you talk. Sometimes even small talk can have big effects. There's no reason for this besides your hard work. This is because alignment makes presence stronger. Once your crown is in place, power will flow naturally. Don't make more noise. You're more clear. This shift happened to me personally. There was a time when I felt like no matter how hard I tried, no one could see me. I tried to show how valuable I was to be seen. Then something changed after a time of giving up and getting in touch with myself. Snorts when I stopped trying to be famous. All of a sudden people started looking for my advice. That's how God works. When you stop trying, favor starts. Chosen one. Make sure you understand this. Favor isn't a guess. It reacts to being lined up. More doors will open for you as you become more whole. This includes doors to money, doors to relationships, and doors to creativity. However, these doors will only open when you are ready to take care of them. Being too much for you is not what God wants. His goal is to keep you going. Being rooted in you right now is also a sense of humility, not insecurity. You are learning that you don't have to tell everyone about your growth. The fruit speaks for itself. Being humble will help you when people notice you. It will keep you grounded when chances come up. Pride moves quickly. Smart people watch and wait. This time of year, you might want to keep things simple by having cleaner spaces, quieter routines, and more defined boundaries. This is not cashing out. This is the point. More often than not, God simplifies before adding more. Less noise makes it easier to tell what's going on. Less stuff in the way makes things clearer. The thing you were making room for will soon show itself. Chosen one. Don't look at other people's timelines and judge them. Their method is not the same as yours. Heaven is right there with you. Scripture tells us that God makes things happen quickly when the time is right. For that speed, you need to be ready. You are getting ready now in ways you might not fully understand yet. There may be times this season when it feels very quiet or even lonely. Not being busy is not the same as being quiet. Roots grow when no one is around. Where there are no cheers, strength grows. What God is putting together in you now will help what He lets out later. As this part ends, let peace be your confirmation. Not just thrills, but also peace. Peace is the sign that things are in order. If there is peace, there is heaven. Believe in the cutting back, the polishing, and the quiet work that's being done below the surface. You are not being held up. Instead, you are being ready on purpose. And what God is getting you ready for will require honesty, clarity, humility, and calm authority. You are building it all up now, chosen one. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Koi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. Jesus says this is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. As you continue to get ready, you may feel a shift that you can't quite put your finger on. God is not only making you better, but He is also changing the way you move through the world. At this point, a lot of people get impatient because the change inside them feels complete. But the confirmation from the outside hasn't fully shown up yet. But pay close attention. Internal alignment always comes before visible acceleration. Heaven moves from the inside out in my own journey. There was a time when I was ready for the next step, but nothing seemed to have changed. I had already done it. I had given up the habits, let go of the ties that held me back, and welcomed the quiet. The door still wasn't open. I didn't know at the time that God wasn't waiting for things to happen. He had to wait for timing, which is not a passive thing. The timing is perfect. You are learning how to wait without getting weak, chosen one. That is a skill that not many people learn. As a rule, people either move quickly or shut down. But you are learning how to stay present, faithful, and hopeful without forcing things to happen. This sit-up is strong. It keeps you open without making you anxious, hopeful without making you desperate, and sure of yourself without making you bossy. During this time, you and God are also building a strong bond of trust. Trust someone based on facts, not feelings. You can already see how He has led you, kept you safe, and changed your path when you look back. This history is important. This is what you need to be able to move forward without fear. When memories are respected, faith grows stronger. Chosen one. Your sense of who you are is changing in a big way. You are no longer judging yourself by what you don't have or what you're going to get. You're starting to live from who you already are. This change is small but strong. Once your identity is clear, it's easier to make choices. Now you act based on who you are instead of who you think you should be. This is why some urges don't work as well as they used to. Not because they were lost, but because they didn't fit again. You're not putting in much effort to fight them. It's clear that you're outgrowing them. That is growing up. That is building authority. There is also a financial alignment going on, which might not look very big yet, but is very important. Before letting go, God often teaches stewardship. You might become more aware of how you use your time, energy, and resources. No, this is not a restriction, this is workout time. When there is growth, it will follow systems instead of chaos. I remember how hard it was to learn this lesson. I once prayed very hard for a financial breakthrough, but when it came along, I wasn't organized enough to take advantage of it. God was wise and kind at the same time. I wouldn't mess up what I had asked for, so He slowed me down. I'm thankful for every delay that taught me how to be disciplined now that I look back. Picked one form of discipline is not a punishment, it gets you ready for freedom. Being aligned gives you more freedom without making you lose your balance. This goes for money, power, relationships, and being responsible. You might also notice that your gut feeling is getting stronger. Once it took weeks to make a choice, now it only takes moments. Being impulsive is not this. This is the development of discernment. Being clear comes naturally when your spirit is in sync. That's not a guess. You can feel it. A Bible verse says that God makes everything beautiful at the right time. That beauty includes the timing of it. When a blessing comes too soon, it turns into a burden. When a calling is shown too early, it turns into pressure. Heaven will wait for you until you are ready, picked. You're not as far away as you think. It's not empty where you are now. It costs money. Something is taking shape that can't be seen yet, but can't be stopped either, like the moment before a seed breaks open in the ground. Don't change your routines. Take care of yourself. Pay attention to small cues. Small acts of obedience get you ready for big changes. Heaven keeps an eye on how you handle what can't be seen before it lets what can be seen out. As this part comes to a close, keep your confidence strong. Not cocky confidence, but calm confidence. The kind that doesn't need to be reassured. The kind that knows God hasn't forgotten, put things off, or changed his mind. You're not ready for life to start. Life is already reacting to the person you are changing into. The lineup is real. The planning is paying off. And when the time comes, it will feel natural, not thrown together. Chosen one, stay steady. It's almost time. Heaven is exact. And what is happening will come to you at the right time, not a second early. Chosen one. You are in a holy transition that can't be hurried, explained, or forced. At this point, quietly, planning turns into positioning and everything God has been shaping inside you starts to become certain. You might feel like you're stuck between who you were and who you want to be. And that space can be strange or even uncomfortable. But this place is holy. It's where identity becomes stable before destiny speeds up. During my own journey, I remember being in a similar spot where nothing exciting seemed to be happening on the outside, but I felt deeply rooted on the inside. I stopped looking for signs or asking God for reassurance all the time. I stopped being afraid of old things. Even though no one knew what was going on, there was a calm that came from trust. I wasn't sure what was going to happen next, but I was ready for it. That inner readiness was what made the difference. Pick it. Being ready doesn't always feel like being excited. Most of the time it feels like quiet confidence. It feels like restraint instead of a need to act quickly. It feels like wisdom picking to be still overreacting. Heaven knows just the right time for someone to not only receive a blessing, but also keep it going without losing who they are. That's the work that's happening inside you right now. Things that used to scare you might not bother you as much now. Things that used to make me anxious now seem manageable. Conversations that used to drain, you don't do that as much now. This isn't because things got easier all of a sudden. It's because you're more stable now. Your crown is in the right place. Your thoughts are based in reality. Your spirit is stable. Survival is no longer important. Chosen one. Don't be shocked if people start to treat you differently. Some people may show respect all of a sudden that they never did before. Some people may pull away without giving a reason. It's not about you. In a spiritual way, your external frequency has changed because of how you're aligned internally. When God raises someone up on the inside, their surroundings change. Some ties get stronger as you do. Some people drop out. Both results are good in their own ways. I found out this the hard way. Some people were there for me when things were hard, but they couldn't be there when things were clear. That hurt at first. I found out later that it was for safety. God was making it clear who could see the next chapter without getting in the way. Not everyone should be able to see you become chosen one. This isn't pride. It's called discernment. Being wise helps you protect what God is planting in you. It lets you pick depth over comfort and alignment over familiarity. You're not getting farther away, you are becoming more exact. Changes are also happening in what you want. You're not so much interested in proving yourself as you are in making something important. Honesty is more important than fame. Applause is not as important as the go. This shows that you are an adult. God gives power to people who value it more than attention. You might notice that upset doesn't last as long as it used to. You get better faster when things don't go as planned. You feel things but you don't spiral. This is building emotional authority. It lets you stay open without being weak, hopeful without being desperate, and sure of yourself without being bossy. I remember how it felt to pray and not get an answer. Over time, they turned into proof of safety. We didn't see things that way until we had built trust. And right now, God is building trust in you. Not a loud faith or trust, but a quiet knowing that doesn't freak out when plans change. You feel a small amount of courage rising inside you, chosen one. Silent bravery is better than loud bravery. You're more likely to follow what feels right. Even if you don't know how to do it, it's clear that you want the truth. Over approval. When the next door opens, this courage will help you determine what to do, not what to do on the spur of the moment. On top of that, you are learning how to make quick decisions. When you get it, you act. You stop when peace ends. This beat is holy. It will keep you from taking unnecessary side trips and getting emotionally worn out. Heaven is teaching you to trust what's right inside you. You may not realize how important patience has been to your journey. Patience makes you more aware. It teaches you to see things that other people miss. This coming season, being smart will be more important than being fast. You will be given chances that require you to be smart, not just react. That's why haste has been taken away from you. You might feel more thankful in places where you used to be angry. Thankfulness for both the good things and the lessons they teach us. When you're grateful, even the worst times start to make sense. Being grateful is a sign of fitting in. It means you are free from the past. It tells you things, but it doesn't make you who you are. Chosen one, everything you went through was worth it. Every delay made you better. Every disappointment made you smarter. Every closed door led you somewhere else. You're not standing on shaky ground. Your base has been tried and tested and now you stand on it. You might still have times when you wonder how close the breakthrough really is. Remember this. When those times come up for something so small, God doesn't prepare people this well. Precision always comes before importance. What's coming needs stability, humility, and smarts. You now have all three with you. As this part comes to an end, let this truth sink deep into your heart. You're not stopped. You are in place. You are not forgotten. You have their trust because your assignment is important. Heaven has been fair to you. Pay close attention. Don't move around. Stay ready to give up. The movement you've been feeling is real and it's getting closer and closer. You won't be able to spot it by chaos, but by peace. Not by noise, but by how clear it is. You were chosen, so stay ready. The alignment is done. Identity is set in stone. Things that happen next will come to you without force, fear, or confusion. You're ready to take a calm, authoritative step forward. Picked. This last movement is no longer about waiting. It has to do with embodiment. Now that God has done something inside you, you should live it, not think about it. This is the point where faith stops practicing and starts walking. There is nothing fragile or new here for you to step into. There is already something there for you to step into. Heaven has already made up its mind. What's left is for you to show that you agree by doing something. You now have a quiet authority that you didn't have before. It doesn't make itself known. It doesn't need any attention. It is what it is. This authority comes through in the way you act, how you handle stress, and how you move when you don't need to. You're not responding to life anymore. You are responding from a place of alignment. Everything will be different because of that. I remember when I went through this phase. At first, nothing outside seemed to point to a breakthrough. In fact, it felt like nothing was unusual. On the inside, though, I could tell I wasn't second, guessing every choice. I believed in my judgment. I believed in the pulses. The nudges made sense to me. Life slowly started to change around that trust. Opportunities lined up without any force. Conversations started on their own. When I least expected it, resistance went away. That's what happens when alignment is lived out, chosen one. You may feel like you don't need to explain yourself as much. The silence no longer makes me feel weak, but strong. You know that being clear doesn't mean always expressing yourself. This is growing up. This kind of confidence comes from knowing, not from proving. The next time you speak, you'll mean it. It will be clean when you move. Now, people who are afraid of the future are also letting go deeply. You don't look for threats as often as you used to. Your nerves have learned that God is a safe place to be. That safety makes people more creative. It lets your vision grow. It gives you the freedom to dream and plan without worrying. You can't be led by fear anymore when trust has taken root. Chosen one, you will need to show up fully, not just perfectly next season. It was never necessary to be perfect. Being there is what God is releasing will last as long as you are willing to be honest, grounded, and obedient in real time. You won't have to rush to catch up. Things that are yours will follow you as you move. There will be times when the old you tries to come back, especially when you're in a place you've never been before. Do not fight it too hard. Do not follow it at all. That voice is too young for you now. It helped you stay alive when you needed to. But now alignment is what you need to do. Every time you pick peace over chaos, trust over stress, you build on the new base. Changes may also happen in the way you think about time. There is less urgency now. Being patient comes naturally. You know that you shouldn't try to get there on time. It's something you work together on. Together, we can make things easier in places that felt blocked before. Doors will open not because you worked harder, but because you were ready and picked. 1. Your finances, opportunities, and connections will start to respond to the order inside you. Disorder leads to conflict. Flow is drawn to order. God has built a structure in you that can handle growth without falling apart. When provision comes, it won't be too much for you. You can wear it. I want you to pay attention to how the decisions you make now make you feel peaceful. Peace is not the lack of problems. It's the fact that alignment is there. Peace should lead you. Once the peace lasts, move forward. Stop when the peace comes back. This simple habit will keep you from taking unneeded side trips. You are also moving into a time when your presence will minister without you having to do anything. People will be safe with you. They will feel clear even if they can't put their finger on it. This is not something you need to handle. Just be yourself. Being real is the best way to show authority, chosen one. Don't forget how important consistency is at this point. Small acts of faithfulness will add up quickly. What seems normal right now will have extraordinary results in the future. Heaven is watching how you handle the quiet before it makes the visible louder. There may still be times when you don't know what to do, but they won't make you lose your balance. You now know how to ask questions without giving up. That skill isn't common. It lets God trust you with answers that come over time instead of right away. Don't hold on to any need for approval as you move forward. It's already true about you. You have already been picked. You're already in line. It's possible to get approval from other people, but it's no longer necessary to move. You were chosen, but this is not the end of the journey. It's the start of a new way of walking that is steady, clear, and strong in a quiet way. You're not changing into someone else. You're living as the real you. Be humble and sure of yourself as you carry this awareness. Walk slowly but steadily. Pick the truth over what's easy. Pick alignment over speed. As you move, everything you need will be there for you. You're all set. Heaven agrees with you. What happens next will prove what your spirit already knows. Chosen one. As this holy word takes its last breath, let this eternal truth sink deep into your spirit and make it your own. You're not leaving this moment the same way you came in. Heaven lightly touched your crown on purpose with a divine plan and an amazing assignment. And what started above your head right now will continue to show up in your life with holy accuracy, unstoppable momentum, and the clear mark of God's hand. Right now you are in your Cheros moment. That holy place where heaven's perfect timing meets earth's reality. Where the eternal meets the temporal, and where what was promised is now what you have. This is not a mistake. It's not a mistake. This is the best kind of divine orchestration. The anointing that has been put on your crown is not poetic form or symbolic language. It is turned on, it's moving, it's taking in air in both seen and unseen worlds. It works, and noted one, understand this. The thing that's on your head right now is a covenant. It's not just temporary covering, it's permanent work. God didn't just anoint your crown to make you feel better. While you were waiting when it was your time to walk with full authority, He anointed your crown. You are being sent out now, not as someone who hopes for breakthrough, but as someone who already has it. Not as someone who wants favor, but as someone who wears favor. Not as someone who wants doors to open, but as someone who makes doors open just by being there. Because the atmosphere inside you has already changed. The atmosphere around you is also changing. You are no longer filled with fear. You are moving with the speed of faith. It's no longer survival mode that drives you. Destiny mode gives you power. You are not who you were because of what you lost. The light that is now coming from inside you defines you. From now on, your crown will speak for you everywhere you go. Even when you're not there, that thing will speak of God's goodness before you even speak. Before you walk into a room, it will let people know you're there. Chosen one, now lift your head and walk forward with deep faith. Be gentle, but walk like you're in charge. Walk with humility, but be sure of what you're doing at all times. Even if you walk softly, your spirit should be on fire. You are not lost. You are being led. You are not lost. You are being led perfectly by God. As time goes on, each step you take will bring you closer to the things that heaven has spoken over your life and make them come true. More fully, right now, something is moving toward you for a reason. It's not a coincidence. It has been given. It is meant to be. It is a divine transfer sent straight from the throne room ready just for you with your name written on it, and the blessing of heaven. The doors that are about to open for you were planned for you before the world was even made. The people who are about to find you were meant to meet at this very moment. The thing that is going to find you already has your spiritual address written on it. This is my prayer. May the peace of God, which is beyond our understanding, guard your mind and settle every anxious thought. May supernatural clarity fill your mind and shine a light on every choice you have to make. May holy strength come from deep inside you and make you strong for everything that's to come. May your soul be filled with unfathomable, unwavering, undeniable joy that stays with you all the time. You have been chosen, anointed, appointed, and deeply infinitely, eternally loved by the Most High God. May every step you take be a living, breathing statement to this spiritual world of this. Keep this truth in mind and let it sink into your spirit. When God fixes something, He doesn't take it back. If God crowns something, He never takes it off. When God anoints something, He doesn't leave it. You have been marked. You'll be okay. You are sealed. If reading this word stirs up something deep inside you, say it out loud in the comments. My crown rises as we wait to meet again in this holy place. Remember that your crown is not fading, dimming, or weakening. Stay blessed, covered, and in tune with the flow of heaven. Your crown is going up. Your crown is getting taller. The glory of God shines from your crown. Take a walk in your blessing. You are protected by heaven. You are about to enter your divine future. But remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. When Jesus says, "Give and heaven will open over you," on this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and this is not poetry. Hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall. Share your heart. And as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit Out Community now. Join the family and see your heavens open. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected, faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment. A place where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise built on the Word. By heading to this site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.